Alright, so this is a kind of podcast episode. Whoever's watching this, probably teacher. Hello, how are you? Okay, I hope you enjoy this. Today we are talking about the French Revolution. The French Revolution took place in 1789 in Paris and lasted for 10 years. Ended in 1799. It was in Paris, France. And the whole thing began when a group of peasants stormed the Bastille, or the prison, and they took back 7 prisoners and whatever weapons were there. It didn't do much to help them with, like, efforts and, like, oh yeah, we're gonna make it all better and improve our advances where we live and stuff like that. It didn't do anything like that. It was just about the semblance and why they did it. They did it because France at the time was very crappy in how they were with things. The king and queen did not rule well. And the peasants, they wanted rights. They demanded things. And they wanted to get them. They're like, we demand this, this, and this. And they essentially made a treaty along to how America had it with the Declaration of Independence. I forgot what it's called, but they had something along those lines. And it was kind of a, like, let me cheat off your homework, but, like, change the answers a bit kind of thing. So, after that, I believe the king and queen, King Louis the Seventh, I don't know Roman numerals, the IV, King Louis IV, I think it's 5 or 6, I'm probably wrong. Him and his family attempted to flee and did not succeed. They got caught and they started what would be one of the most remarkable in a bad way, and remembrance, and that they were the first to be beheaded with a guillotine. The guillotine was to say weapon of torture, if that's the right word, but it cut everyone's heads off. You were beheaded, and the person who made it decided, oh, it's equal to everyone. Everyone dies the same way. Which, when you think about it, I guess it's something. Honestly, it's kind of just weird a little bit. Just what I think. And so, one of the people who was in charge of the guillotine and who got beheaded was Robespierre. And he had a reign of terror, as in, he went... Sorry, had to adjust. Robespierre, he went and executed, from my research, about 10,000 people in 10 years. That, I could be wrong, it's probably more or less, but from what I did my research on, the rough estimate was 10,000 people. And if I'm not mistaken, that those people are held in the Paris catacombs, where there's just bodies lined. Like, you can visit them today, and it's kind of sad. It's just underground. And the whole executions in that time period ended in 1799, when Robespierre, was executed because he tried to say these people need to be executed. The people who was telling them to were the people in charge, like saying, like a student going to the teacher saying you need to be fired to that teacher because, like, oh, you gave me an F, you need to be fired. I'm saying that directly to your face, along with the principal, like, right next to you. Like, that's kind of dumb. Means you're gonna get, like, kicked out. Like, why would you say that? But yeah. After that all happened, a man named Napoleon, a very short man, he was mocked for his stature. I don't know if mocked, but nowadays, he was short, and that's kind of why people know him. And he joined the military in 1804, and he is, since that time, 1804, he was gaining power in the military, and then power over France, because France was kind of having a mental breakdown. And the role he had was not a good one. It was not good at all. Not good. No. And at one point, he invaded Russia, but his team had to flee because they could not handle the Russian weather in the cold. Because the weather in Russia, when it's cold, is very harsh, and they didn't know how to handle it, so they fled. And this man favored Julius Caesar, and if you favor Julius Caesar, you're doing something wrong. He dressed as him. His clothes were very much Roman. He has an outfit where he's like wearing that gold leaf crown kind of design. It was very something. I don't know if I have a word for it, but it was something. And after people overthrew him, he was exiled to a random island on the coast of the Caribbean, if I'm not mistaken. I probably am. And that's where he later passed away. And the effect that he had on the country, and that the whole revolution had on France, it was unstable and reckless, and just still, like, it's like you're having a mental breakdown, but you're kind of calm, but you're not okay fully. It's like, I'm okay, but like, you're just saying that so people are like, okay, we'll leave you alone, but you're like, I'm not okay because I'm having a mental breakdown. Because France they were having a big one. And this all lasted until the next revolution that happened in the 1950s, which was so fun. 2 revolutions. But I'm not talking about that one, just this first one that took place 1789, 1799, and then everything with Napoleon. And that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today. And I'll catch you on the next one, where I'm talking about the fall of apartheid. See you there.